The action will begin shortly tonight. Again, any Monster Jam fans, if you are rolling in, let me know in chat so that you can be our one of our fan judges for the night. We need at least one fan judge here before we can get started in competition. Again, Monster Jam fans, let me know as you are rolling in here tonight. Once we have someone here in live chat, we will get started. We will need fan judging here for this event, so we will have to wait until we get our first face in live chat here to get started. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get started with the action here tonight for the BeamNG Monster Jam Destruction Series of 2024. This is the first event of the year with this set lineup. This is super exciting. This is the first time I'm doing anything like this here on the channel, so I hope you guys are just as excited as I am. And we are going to get started with the action here tonight. Now keep in mind there will be two competitions tonight. There will be the best trick competition followed by the freestyle competition, all running the same 16 truck lineup. We will see Adam Anderson and Gravedigger, Ryan Anderson Son of a Digger, Tom Mentz Max D, Camden Murphy Bakugan Dragonoid, Colt Stevens Thunder Roars, Armando Castro El Toro Loco, Barry Musauer Zombie, Bryce Kenny Great Clips Mohawk Warrior, David Olfert Velociraptor, Ryan Disharoon Shaker, John Gordon Bad Company, Cole Venard the Black Pearl, Zach Garner Wildside, Corey Rummel Megalodon, Chris Kohler Monster Mutt, and Jim Kohler an Avenger. This is a stacked lineup and you're not going to want to miss a single one of these competitors in either competition here tonight. So be ready for the action. Be ready to score, again scoring 1 through 10. And the action is just about getting underway tonight. There we go. It's officially time here to get things started for the BeamNG Monster Jam Series of 2024. Again, you fans will be scoring 1 through 10 for each competition and for each driver in each competition. It's going to be jam-packed with action, so be ready to go. Tonight is going to be starting here with the Skills Challenge. You fans will be scoring 1 through 10. Coming up first is Jim Kohler, an Avenger. He gets 2 attempts to get the best move he can on 2 tires, 2 VKT tires. Otherwise, he will have 1 attempt at a donut. We'll see what Jim Kohler, an Avenger, is looking to do here tonight. Again, this is the first event of these series. None of these drivers have any points yet. This is their chance to really show what they have for this series and get the fans ready for the events to come in future weeks. Well, getting things turned back around here. Looks like he might be eyeing that step-up ramp. Classic Jim Kohler sky wheelie attempt right there. Unfortunately, he sets it down pretty soon. I don't know if he quite got the, I guess, angle that he was looking for there, but overall did pretty decent. We're going to see what he's lining up here for his next hit. Lining up on the side of that Monster Jam pod now in the Avenger. Oh, wow, look at that sky wheel. He's going to walk it a little bit as well. That's going to do it for Jim Kohler and Avenger, Monster Jam fans. Get those scores in for the Avenger Monster Jam truck. Scoring is now open in the Monster Jam Jackinator chat there at Judge's Zone. Again, score 1 through 10 for Jim Kohler and Avenger. Every point will matter when these drivers get their final tally at the end of the season. Jim Kohler and Avenger, a powerful performance there to start off the night. Scores are locked in. Jim Kohler and Avenger only going home with a 5. You know what? It's not too low, not too high. A pretty even score to start off the competition here tonight. Coming up next, here in the Skills Challenge, no stranger to getting some good wheelies. This is Barry Musauer in the Zombie. Monster Jam fans at home, let's see those zombie arms here for Barry Musauer and the Zombie. Getting a little too close to the container. The hand falls off of that zombie Monster Jam truck. Looks like they've actually shut him off for a second. He's back up and running once again. That would have been a very sad way to end out tonight. Not even getting started yet. Getting lined up for the jammer here. Oh no! Oh no! That is not what Barry Musauer and the zombie was looking for here tonight. That thing is over, and there is some damage in the front end. Take a look at that. We see a broken tire rod. It is not moving. The axle is moving separately for each tire. That is a breakage for Barry Musauer and the zombie, and if he can't get that figured out before the freestyle competition, he's not going to be able to compete here later tonight, and that can really bring him down in points. So not quite what Barry Musauer was looking for overall. Get those scores in. He's not getting a second hit in here tonight. Again, get those scores locked in for Barry Musauer and the zombie. Only getting one move done here in the skills challenge to kick off his night, and for his first, I guess, performance of the series. Now he was looking for, hey, I'll say it, it was an awesome crash, but we're looking for skills, and I don't know if a crash like that requires as much skill as just chaos. Scoring is open for a few more seconds here. Scores are locked for Barry Musauer and the zombie. He is only going home with a score of a 2 tonight. Very low score, especially for a crash like that, but you know what? It's all about staying on your A game, and I'll tell you, Barry Musauer was not able to do that here. Coming up next in the Monster Jam Skills Challenge, this truck debuted here in Monster Jam last year. It's already going to become one of the biggest names in this sport. This is Colt Stevens in the Thunderorus. He is a reigning Monster Jam World Freestyle Champion, so you know he has some good things up his sleeve. But you know what? It's not freestyle yet. Right now, it's the Skills Challenge. And we're going to see what he can get done here tonight. In the middle of that center pod right now, maybe going for a stoppie. No, maybe not. Oh, here he goes. A great first attempt for the Thunderorus, but the clock is paused. Well, there is no clock in the Skills Challenge, but the truck is shut off, that's for sure. The officials are going to take a look at that. He did not get the landing he was looking for, I don't think. Taking a look at the rear end, it looks like Colt Stevens and the Thunderorus is not going to be able to move into hit 2. Yeah, no hit number 2 here, I think, is what the call we're getting. We have some sway bar damages in the rear end. Hopefully, he can get those figured out by freestyle and put on a freestyle run like a world freestyle champion. Man, the words are not coming out today, but you know what? Colt Stevens, Thunderorus, tough break. Hopefully he can make it back for freestyle, but I'll tell you what, that was probably the best wheelie we've seen all night long. So get those scores in. Unfortunate break. Hopefully we'll see some more from Colt Stevens. Again, scoring is now open. Scores 1 through 10 here for the Thunderorus. Again, scoring is open. Get your scores in for Colt Stevens and Thunder Roris. Numbers 1 through 10 here to get those scores locked. Get those scores in for the Thunder Roris as we prepare to move into the next competitor. No scores are locked here tonight. Colt Stevens will only be going home with a 0, unfortunately. That's just how it is here. We don't have any time to skip. Again, scoring, just a few seconds left. But we're going to just about be closing those scores for the Thunder Roris. And it looks like he will not be going home with a score tonight. No score for Colt Stevens and the Thunder Roris. No scores were given in the chat, unfortunately. You know what? He did go out early, so it's not too surprising there, but it's unfortunate. But coming up next, it's Ryan Disher and Flying Ryan in the Shaker. Looking for his first hit here tonight. Hoping for a good way to kick off the Monster Jam season. Here he comes, lining it up on that center pod. Maybe going for a little of what we just saw from Colt Stevens. Oh, he pops it onto the front end. A great first hit there for Ryan Disher in the Shaker, and you know what? He is ready to move on to hit 2. Easily just got the best move that we've seen tonight so far. You know he's excited here to move into the second hit because the scores are going to be high for the Shaker. He's lining up for that BMX ramp in the center of the track. Looks like he might be going for another popper move. Oh, he's going to try to take it back over the BMX ramp, though. You know what? Although that second hit didn't go exactly as intended, he tried to make the most out of a bad situation there. And I think he did a pretty decent job. Get those scores locked in for Ryan Disher and the Shaker. Great performance here tonight. That first hit was almost perfect. The second hit was a little rough, but you know what? He made the most of it. And I'm sure he's going to be happy here with whatever score he gets as he prepares to move into Monster Jam Freestyle. Got scores, numbers 1 through 10. 1 through 10 for the scores. Scores are locked in for the Shaker. It's going to be a tie for the lead. 5 points for Ryan Disher and the Shaker, tied for the lead with Jim Kohler and Avenger. Coming up next, I'll tell you what. He can pull off some crazy moves. He's attempted a reverse backflip before. Gotten some of the craziest saves I've ever seen. And he is absolutely ready to go here tonight. This is Cole Vennard in the Black Pearl. Not too sure what exactly he's looking for here tonight as he prepares to get started here in Best Trick. Looks like he might have some plans here with this crossover jump in the side of the racing lane. I don't know what he's planning to go for, but he's looking for something. He goes for a wheelie attempt, and I'll say, although it didn't start exactly as he was planning out, He definitely came back a little bit when he got back around to it. And with the second little, I guess, burst of momentum he put into that, he was able to get a bit of a wheelie out of it. One more hit left for the Black Pearl here tonight. Oh, he goes in for the bicycle, tries to keep it going after. That truck is not sounding exactly quite right, but I mean, I'm not too sure. I don't know. That transmission's doing some weird things, but it's still moving around, so I don't know. Get those scores in for the Black Pearl. I'd say it was probably a little rough, but we'll see. Is it enough to take the lead here with a 5? Yes or no? Get your scores locked in here in the chat for Colvinard and the Black Pearl tonight. Again, scores 1 through 10. You fans in the chat are responsible for all the scores at this event and all throughout the rest of the season. Scoring is now locked for Ryan Disharoon in the shaker. Sorry, not Ryan Disharoon. Man, I'm getting my drivers confused. Scoring is locked for Colvinard, the Black Pearl. He's going home with a 4 and the best trick here tonight. Coming up next, it's John Gordon in the Bad Company. Not too sure what exactly he's planning on here tonight. But you know what? I'm sure he's got something up his sleeve here in the Bad Company. Here he goes. He's taking it to that center pod, hitting it from the side right now. Man, I don't know if that's quite what he was going for. I mean, it was kind of cool, but it was a little rough. And now that hood is pushed up a little bit, and it's going to make it harder to see out of the cab. Let's get that onboard. Oh, yeah, you can see a lot of space blocked out there by that hood in that onboard shot. John Gordon is going to have to make the best of what he can with that limited vision here tonight. But he's no stranger to making things work. Coming in for the second hit. Here we go. Oh, man. I don't know what to call that little thing. I mean, it definitely wasn't the bicycle he was going for, but it was a pretty cool little save, to be honest, and it looks like it honestly fixed the placement of the hood on that Bad Company monster truck. He's now off the track, as he is done for the night. Get those scores locked in for the Bad Company. 2 pretty solid hits for the Bad Company. Again, get those scores locked in here tonight as we prepare to move into your next competitor. Scores are now locked in for John Gordon, the Bad Company. He is going home with a 6 and best trick here, the skills competition tonight. Actually, hold on. Hold on, not quite. We have another score in for the bad company, and it's a much lower score. It's a 2.57. You know the drill. We got to put them together and find the in-between. John Gordon, the bad company, will actually be going home with a 4.285 tonight. Much lower than a 6, but you know what? He's got to stay on his A game, and neither of those hits were quite what he was looking for. But coming up next here tonight, a much, I shouldn't say much more consistent, but definitely very consistent driver here in the Monster Jam Skills Challenge. Running with Team Scream, it's Corey Rummel in the Megalodon. Looks like he's getting ready for his first hit here tonight. He's on the nose of that shark. He is walking it all the way across right now. Oh! He got a little sideways there on the nose wheelie. Goes in for the save attempt. Unfortunately, it looks like he is shut off for the night. And ends up on the lid. You know what, though? I think most of that truck is still together. We're going to have to take a look and see. Get those scores in. A pretty solid hit, although he did not get a second hit, and he did not end up back on all 4 BKT tires, which are both things that you may want to take into consideration here when scoring. Corey Rummel in the Megalodon. But get those scores locked in. Again, the score to beat is a 5. It's a tie between Jim Kohler and Avenger, and Flying Ryan Disharoon and the Shaker. Scores are locked in. Man, I don't even know what to think about these scores. We got a 0 and a 2. That means that he is going home with a 1 here tonight. Corey Rummel and the Megalodon got to be bummed out about those scores, but again, you got to stay on your A game. Coming at you straight from the arenas. Definitely going to be excited to be able to do some stadium events this season. In the wild side, this is Zach Garner running for Overboard Motorsports, and he is already shut down. He clips the container straight out of the gate and has the clock paused. Looks like he is refired. That is not what he wanted to happen here. You know what, though? He's ready to go. You know, that's only giving him even more, I guess, just anger to really fuel a good run here. Again, though, we're going to want to get as much of that anger saved up for freestyle when these drivers can really go all out tonight. Great first hit here in the skills challenge. Able to make it work pretty well. I'm sure he was looking for a bit more, but that's pretty good. And he has a second hit still. Not too sure what he's going for here. Two great hits here for Zach Garner in the wild side. Incredibly done there. Two beautiful hits again. Score to beat still a 5 here tonight. But you know what? That was all pretty solid for Zach Garner in the wild side here in the skills challenge. Get those scores in. Everything counts. This is the season kickoff. So if you do really good at this first show, you're going to have a big lead the rest of the season. And if Zach Garner gets the scores he's looking for, I'm sure he'll be off to a great start. But get all those scores locked in here, and we'll see what he's got going. Scores are locked for Zach Garner, and they are crazy low. Even as the commentator, I'm shocked. He's only going to go home with a 2.5 here tonight in the best trick competition. I don't know if anyone's taking the lead, and frankly, the runs in the lead have not been the best runs of the night. But you know what? What are you going to do? Coming up next, it's Warrior Bryce Kenny, and the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior. And you already know Bryce Kenny is geared for life, so he's got to be playing with something good here tonight. Taking it up that BMX ramp. Looks like he's getting it on those front two BKT tires. He is no stranger to this move. Moonwalking it perfectly. Whoa! Bryce Kenny, an almost flawless moonwalk, and he gets a little save at the end as well. I'm telling you, you cannot ask for something much better than that here in the Monster Jam Best Trick competition. You know what, that's only the first hit as well. He's still got another attempt left to go here tonight. Looks like he's lining up at the Morgan & Morgan backflip ramp. And that's gonna do it for Bryce Kenny and the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior. That second hit was a little rough, but I'll say I don't think either of those hits were really lacking from much of anything. He was definitely living on 2 BKT tires in both times. And he got that incredible save on that first hit as well. Awesome night for Bryce Kenny overall, but again, it's all lies in the scores that you fans give him here tonight. Get those scores in. Again, score to beat is a 5 between Jim Kohler and Ryan Disharoon. The scores are locked in for Bryce Kenny and the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior. He is going home with a 5.5 here tonight, which means he is officially your new leader in the Skills Challenge. I'll tell you what, I never thought I'd be saying that again with how the scoring's been going tonight, but we actually do have a new leader. It's a 5.5. It's Bryce Kenny and the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior. And coming up next, how about some action for Too Tall, David Ulfert, and the Velociraptor. Again, you fans have to be scoring as soon as possible because scoring does... Oh, man, my voice. Scoring does lock after some time. And unfortunately, that last score we got was just not in the window. So he will only be going home with a 5.5 just because that last score did not quite make it in. Coming up next, Too Tall David Ulfert, though. You know, running his first Stadium Series this year in 2024, and this slap wheelie is going to get things started here tonight. He even gets a little sideways off of it. I'll tell you what, that was pretty cool, but he's going to have to make something happen here on this second hit that can wow the crowd. Because as awesome as a good wheelie is, I'm not sure if that's quite what the fans are looking for here. Looking at the scores, it's that moonwalk from Bryce Kenny that's in the lead with a 5.5. That's the score to beat right now. Oh! Oh, hold on! What? What a save for David Ulfert in the Velociraptor. Man, I saw that truck tilt forward. I thought he was done. Then the truck shifted into reverse. Wow, I am talking so well. The truck shifted into reverse, and somehow he was able to pull out the save. He gets an endo off of his stoppie here in skills. Get those scores in for the Velociraptor. That was pretty cool. I'm not sure how much skill went into it, but it was definitely pretty cool. Alright, scoring is now locked. We have a 7 and an 8 for Velociraptor, which means our new leader is David Olford Velociraptor with a 7.5, which compared to the other scores we've seen tonight, that is absolutely massive, and you know he is excited about that. But here's a driver who's no stranger to winning in the skills challenge. It's Chris Kohler in the Monster Mutt, son of Jim Kohler, who was honestly leading for quite a while here tonight. Chris Kohler likes to make things happen, and he will do things that no other driver will. Oh! I thought he was done. He tried to get this save. The truck rolled over. Man, as soon as he hit that jammer, I thought that he was going to be shut off. He actually was able to pull out that other sidewall and finish off the save. He is shut down right now, getting ready for that second hit, but I think that truck's all in one piece. He has the refire signal. Chris Kohler in the Monster Mutt. He is going to be able to get a second hit in here tonight. Well, you know he's on the radar here for all those fan judges. Oh, he's on the sidewalls. Can he save it this time? He cannot. That truck just rides the sidewalls right onto the lid. You know what? As disappointing as it is to mess up a sidewall save attempt, you cannot be upset with that first hit being so awesome. Chris Kohler in the Monster Mutt knows how to make things work in the skills challenge. Get those scores in, because I'm telling you, that was the craziest thing I've ever seen here in BeamNG Monster Jam. Get those scores in. Man, Chris Kohler is definitely ready to kick off this 2024 season. Look at that dog shredding some skin here. You know what, though? I'm sure that whole truck will be back in one piece when the freestyle competition comes around. Get those scores locked in, scoring 1 through 10. Score to beat is a 7.5, too tall David Olfert in the Velociraptor. Scores are locked in. It's a 6.5. for Chris Kohler and the Monster Mutt here tonight. I don't know. I thought he was probably expecting to get a little bit of a higher score, and honestly, I was expecting him to get a higher score too. But you know what? No matter what the scores say, that was no doubt an incredible moment for Chris Kohler. And even if he's not going home with a win in Best Trick, you know he's just even more ready for freestyle. But here's someone who's ready for any competition, any day, any time. It's Adam Anderson in the Gravedigger. Man, in the preseason events we ran just last week, I'll tell you what, Adam Anderson was on fire, taking home wins left and right. You know he's ready to go here tonight. Looks like he's lining up for the Morgan and Morgan backflip ramp just like Bryce Kenny and the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior was. I have no idea what just happened. He went for a tombstone moonwalk attempt, but it didn't go exactly as planned, and he just got a bit of a bunny hop. Then he just slams on the throttle. I don't know. That attempt left me with more questions than answers. Only one hit left to go here. And best trick tonight for Adam Anderson. You know he's not happy about that first hit. Oh! But he's back onto all four tires. If that is not a classic Anderson gravedigger move, I don't know what is. I saw that truck flying upside down. I thought he was done. It did not look like he was going to be landing that. He landed straight on the roof too, but I guess there was enough momentum carried just for that truck to end up back on all four tires. And that was incredibly done. Get those scores in. Isn't enough to beat David Olfert Too Tall's score of a 7.5 here tonight. We'll have to see again. You fans are scoring. You know what? That truck looks like it's still in one piece. Adam Anderson is absolutely ready to go to freestyle later on. Especially with how high the scores coming in are so far. It's looking like he might be going home with a best trick lead. And he is! A score of an 8 and a score of a 10. That's enough to give Adam Anderson the lead with a 9. Absolutely massive score. I honestly don't know if anyone's going to be able to take the lead from that tonight. And you know what? There's only a couple drivers left. We have, I want to say, 5 drivers to go. We have Armando Castro, Camden Murphy, Tom Menton, Ryan Anderson. That's only 4 drivers left here in Best Trick. All these drivers are going to have to be absolutely on their A game to beat the massive score of a 9 that Adam Anderson has right now. Well, here's a driver that's no stranger to taking the lead in the skills challenge. A master of the moonwalk. It's Camden Murphy, the Bakugan Dragonoid. Taking it up the BMX ramp. Classic way to go in the skills competition for the Bakugan Dragonoid. Camden Murphy on those front 2 BKT tires, and he is making things happen. Oh, no! What a bummer, man. That hit was going perfectly. He was perfectly balanced. He just went a little too far onto the front end. He tried to save it. Unfortunately, he did not get any traction. None of the tires were touching the ground. And he ends up on the lid, not able to land on all 4 BKT tires, and not able to get a second hit in. Failing his only attempt is not what he's going to want to do if he wants a good score here in Best Trick. Get those scores in for the Bakugan Dragonoid. You know Camden Murphy is fired up right now. And he is not going to be happy coming into freestyle, but you know what? That means his freestyle run is going to be nothing short of incredible. I'll tell you guys that much. scores are locked in. It's a score of a 3 and a score of a 6. That is at 4.5 tonight for Camden Murphy. And coming up next, how about your 14-time reigning World Finals champion, who was running his final season in Monster Jam, driving maybe the most iconic truck in Monster Jam history from one of the most iconic rivalries, Max D versus Gravedigger. It's Tom Meents in the Maximum Destruction. He is ready to go here tonight. You fans better be on your feet because this is Tom's last season. And I know if anything, Tom is going to make it count. Oh no! Tom Meents his first hit here tonight. I think he might have been going for a momentum moonwalk, one of his signature moves. But he is not able to get any traction. He's not able to get any pop onto the front end. And that is not going to be very pretty when the scores come around for the Max D. I'll tell you what, that means he's ready to make up with this second hit here. He's taking it on top of the Monster Jam container backflip ramp. He's on the nose now. Look at this. Beautiful execution for the Maximum Destruction. This is what it's going to take for Tom Meents if he wants to make up for that first hit, or I guess lack thereof, really, for his first hit. And you look at this balance. He is absolutely going here tonight. Well, the first hit didn't go exactly as planned, but I'll tell you what, that maximum moonwalk here for Tom Meents and the Maximum Destruction did not lie at all. Probably couldn't really ask for a much better execution than that. Get those scores in. I mean, you know, that hit was incredible, but you have to consider the fact that his first attempt, there was really nothing there. And you're going to want to take that into consideration when scoring, because it is very important that these scores are as fair as possible. The scores are in for Tom Meents. It is a score of a 7 here tonight. I believe that is enough to currently hold third place. I think that is perfectly fair. But you know what? Someone who's not looking to hold third place tonight, someone who's wanting to get the lead tonight, in the El Toro Loco, this is Armando Castro. He's getting ready to get started here. Again, this is your second to last competitor in Skills Challenge before we move into Freestyle. He's blowing the smoke out of that bullhorn. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Look at that balance on the rear end. Oh, yeah. He is comboing it up tonight. He is not letting that truck settle. great first hit for Armando Castro on the El Toro Loco. Maybe the most, I guess, consistent move we've seen so far tonight. That might be something to watch when scoring this run when he gets it wrapped up. But you know what? He still has a second attempt here. He's going to the Morgan & Morgan container backflip. Actually getting up on top of it. He might be copying Tom Mentz here tonight. Whoa! Whoa! What is he doing? I have never seen anything like that before in any Monster Jam competition. Armando Castro goes for a moonwalk on the backflip, goes for a maximum moonwalk, and he ends up pulling it into an incredible wheelie on the other side of the backflip instead, and then stands it up on a pose. That was pretty cool. Get those scores in. Neither hit really disappointed for Armando Castro, and that is going to be major when you fans are putting in your scores, because you know what? We haven't seen consistency like that all night long. Get those scores locked in again. Your scores should be 1 through 10. Numbers 1 through 10. Right now the lead, Adam Anderson with a 9. Get those scores in for Armando Castro, El Toro Loco, looking to take the lead. Scores are in. Armando Castro going home with a 9 tonight in the El Toro Loco. A 9, absolutely massive score. And you know what? He is tied for the lead. That's going to be something to keep your eye on here for the El Toro Loco. But you know what? Here's a driver ready to go. Here's a driver ready to throw down. He never has a bad skills challenge here in Monster Jam. And the son of a digger, it's Ryan Anderson. And he is absolutely going to be ready to go here tonight. He's taking it over the Morgan & Morgan backflip ramp right now. Here we go. He's on the nose. Just like we saw from Tom Mentz, and just like Armando Castro tried to do. Ryan Anderson ready to go here. He is getting a moonwalk in tonight. A maximum moonwalk specifically. Taken straight out of Tom's book. Of course, that's where that maximum name comes from. He is holding his balance tonight. He is on one tire right now. Oh, no. Man, that was looking like it was gonna be your winner. But he got a little overconfident there when he was sitting on one tire. He doesn't set it down. He actually tries to extend it into more. And unfortunately, that just ends up sending the truck onto the lid without a save. That does it for Ryan Anderson. Get those scores in. Man, I'll tell you what, it was hard to find much consistency in skills tonight. But there was definitely no shortage of crazy wow moments. And that last attempt was definitely no exception. Get those scores locked in as we prepare to move into everybody's favorite Monster Jam Freestyle. Get those scores locked in tonight for Ryan Anderson, son of a digger. Scoring is locked. He is going home with an 8 tonight. That's a great score. Now, you fans, hold on just 1 second. We are about to move into Monster Jam Freestyle. If Skills Challenge wasn't already awesome enough, and if you fans weren't already having enough fun, then just get ready for Freestyle, because this field of 16 drivers, that's a huge number of drivers here, this field of 16 is ready to go. And they're ready to rock the house here in Oakland, California. Alright, we are back up and running, ladies and gentlemen. We are back up and running here, and it is officially time for Monster Jam Freestyle. Who's ready to see what these drivers got tonight? You fans have gotta be excited. And coming up first in freestyle, this is a driver who held the lead in skills for a long time and probably got some decent rankings because of that. This is Jim Kohler in the Avenger, ready to go. Right now tonight, he has 5 points. Again, 5 points right now tonight. He's looking to get that number a little higher here in freestyle. You know what, with a huge tour like this, full of the best drivers, it's really going to be all about consistency. And Jim Kohler in Avenger, he's going to have to try and keep consistency. Wow. That was a cool move. I haven't seen anything like that. Basically just stood it on the backflip ramp for a second. I thought he was going for the bus stack. He's actually just turning back around to go over there. Oh! Even gets it a little crossed up right there. It's not stopping him though. Just getting him more and more ready for freestyle. There we go. He's going to take it right over the bus. Jim Kohler and Avenger making it a clean pass so far here in freestyle. He's hit a lot of different obstacles. Oh man, he's still got a decent amount of time left on the clock, but it looks like he's lining up for the Morgan & Morgan backflip mini flip ramp. Oh man. I mean, maybe that's why you don't go for a move like that in the first half of your freestyle run. Jim Kohler and Avenger not able to pull out the save. He is done tonight. That was pretty cool, though. He was really close to getting that save. If he did, I'm sure he'd be going home with a huge score tonight, but you know what? He wasn't able to. But no matter what happened there, that was still a great freestyle run. Get those scores in for the Avengers. Again, scores 1 through 10 tonight. Get those scores locked in. Your scores are locked for the first freestyle run of the night. It is a 6.5 for Jim Kohler and Avenger. Coming up next, he has become a driver to watch and just kept on improving more and more through the years. In the Black Pearl, it's the Colvinard. Yes, it is the Colvinard tonight in freestyle. Score to beat is a 6.5 Colvinard. That's no problem. We'll see what he can get done. This truck has no idle sounds. It's really odd when he takes off the throttle because it makes it sound like he's been shut off when really it's just him not gassing it out. Man, I'll tell you guys what though, this is one of my favorite track styles in Monster Jam history. I am in love with this track style. It is just a recipe for chaos. And no one loves chaos more than Monster Jam fans, that's for sure. Oh no! Full send here tonight for the Black Pearl, and he sets it clean back down. It might be that time of the night. Morgan backflip ramp. Whoa! What a save pulled out for the Black Pearl, but you know what? That's gonna end the run here tonight. We can see some issues there with the suspension when he went in for that backflip ramp. It looks like there might have already been some issues when he went for it, but coming into that landing, there is definitely something wrong with that truck. You can see those shocks. They are moving freely. That truck is no longer safe to drive. But you know what? Can you really be upset with a freestyle like that in the books to kick off the season? I really don't think you can. That was awesome. Get those scores in for Cole Vennard and the Black Pearl as he exits the track here tonight. Again, score to beat Jim Kohler and Avenger with a 6.5. And the score for Cole Vennard and the Black Pearl, based on an 8 and 8.2, he is going to be going home with a score of an 8-point run. Again, an 8.1 is the score for Cole Vennard and the Black Pearl. Coming up next, man, here's a driver that's had a great start to the night. He ended top 5 in skills, and you know what? With such a high performance tour, you're going to really need to look for those scores. So he's already off to a great start to the night, and I'm sure that's going to give him even more energy here in freestyle. Too tall, David Olfert, getting started with some great air here tonight. Oh, wow! The momentum is not lacking for the Velociraptor, and he is doing incredible. Oh, right off the bat. And there is no signs of slowing down right now. Again, though, your leaders for points tonight so far are Armando Castro and El Toro Loco, and Adam Anderson and the Gravedigger, who both hold 9s. And they are both the series points leaders right now with that news, with that information. But David Olfert looks like he's wanting to get that series lead because an incredible save, just barely staying in bounds, is exactly what he's looking for here on the Velociraptor. Oh, man. What a hit. Huge air. Oh, no. Oh. A tough break for the Velociraptor. Man, I'll tell you what. He was just getting ready to go tonight. I think they might have been shut off upon that landing, which, I mean, it did look like he was about to break the entire front end off the truck. If he had a better looking at the landing, he might have been able to save that, but he was shut off just because of the fact that That truck was just about done as soon as he was coming into that landing. Get those scores in for David Olfert and the Velociraptor. Score to be 8.1. The scores are locked in. It's a 7 and a 7.7. The score for David Olfert is a 7.35. But you know what? That's not too bad. That's a pretty good score. So, some more good points being racked up for the Velociraptor. But coming up next, another driver who did fairly decent with his score in the Skills Challenge. This is Ryan Disharoon in the Shaker. You know what, he used to be one of the best in the sport, and I think coming out of 2022, you know, he was doing a little rough, but with a couple more years since then, he has definitely been picking it up again, and this is exactly what I mean. Look at this balance on those front two BKT tires. Ryan Disharoon. Man, we're just getting started, but this run is incredible already. Whoa! That ramp sent that truck straight up into the air. Whoa! I thought something was gonna break on that Monster Jam truck. Somehow it all stays together. And I'll tell you what, that Flying Ryan name is not lying tonight. Flying Ryan, not lying in the Shaker. It's time for the Morgan & Morgan backflip ramp. He nails it. Wonderfully done. Who needs that hood? Get that thing out of here. Oh no! What an ending to the night for the Shaker. He nails that backflip, then he just launches it. Gets launched into a wheelie off of the nosedive and just ends up on the lid. Wow, what a run. Man, get those scores locked in for the Shaker. You know he is pumped up with such a good freestyle in the books. And that truck definitely took a beating, but I think it's going to be worth it when we see these scores start to roll in for the Shaker. Again, get those scores locked in. Score to beat. 8.1 for Colvin and the Black Pearl. The score for Ryan Disharoon is an 8.350. He is your new leader in freestyle. You know, that's gotta be a good feeling. Putting together a great run and taking the lead. There is no disappointment in sight. Coming up next in the Bad Company. He had a pretty alright skills run earlier tonight, but his score was actually less than a 5. But you know what? I'm sure he's looking to make up for that rougher start to the night here as he ends out the night in freestyle. Bumps the container a little bit. Looks like they're not going to shut that off though, which thank God officials for not doing that all the time here tonight. John Gordon, the Bad Company, he is getting started right off the bat. No time to waste. Not even any personal introductions, not getting the fans hyped up first. He's just going to announce his presence here in the Bad Company. And that is done for John Gordon, the Bad Company. What a shame. He rolls over, attempts a save, but unfortunately, he is just not going to be able to get what he was looking for. He almost had one of the craziest saves I've ever seen, but that front axle did not cooperate. That truck ends up on the lid with a broken tie rod, as you can see there. John Gordon in the Bad Company, he is done. Get those scores locked in. Man, ending so early, he definitely left a lot of time on the clock. And that's something to definitely keep in mind when scoring that freestyle run. Get those scores in. Again, score to be 8.35, Ryan DeShireen Shaker. Scoring is now closed. Scores are locked for John Gordon. He is going home with a 7 flat tonight. A 7 flat for John Gordon, Bad Company. Well, here's a driver to look out for because he is currently holding the points lead for the night. Holding a score of a 9, which is currently in the lead from Skills. This is Armando Castro in the El Toro Loco. Oh! Oh, what a combo! Oh! Oh! All night long, Armando Castro is just comboing it up in the El Toro logo. And look at this! I don't know if I've ever seen this good of momentum from Armando Castro before. He is just not skipping a beat here in freestyle. Oh! He almost pulled out the save, but he's gonna go over the same way a lot of drivers did in the skills challenge. He had a great move going, living on the front end, the front 2 BKT tires. He just got a little bit caught up and unfortunately goes over early. He had such a good run going as well. You know that's a bummer. But you know what? That's just how it's going to be sometimes. Especially having had the lead for points tonight. Losing the opportunity, really, to hold the overall points lead. It's got to be disappointing. Scores are locked in at a 6.6 for the El Toro Loco. It is still enough for him to hold the overall lead of the night, but I have a strong feeling that as more runs come throughout the night, we're going to see that fall down just a little bit. Coming up next, just like Armando Castro, this is a driver who has not run a stadium series, getting a special opportunity to run in a lot of stadiums on this little Path of Destruction-esque tour. It's going to be Zach Garner in the Wild Side. You know, he didn't quite get what he was looking for in skills, but I still think he did a great job. Just the scores were not quite able to reflect it. Man, what a way to get started. Big air for the Wild Side. And he's just going to transition clean into the next jump. Here we go. He's launching it. Look at that. No issues as he takes it clean back down. Backing away from the wall. Getting ready to move into the next hit. Here we go. Uh-oh. Oh! What a save for Zach Garner in the wild side. He is back on all four BKT tires, man. As soon as I saw that truck start to get that angle, I knew something was gonna go wrong. But Zach Garner turned that into an absolute right. We're gonna see if he can get refired and finish out his freestyle run. The officials are trying to get that flag off the truck, as it looks like it got just a little bit messed up there. It has been moved off the track, and it looks like that means Zach Garner in the wild side is officially able to refire and continue on in freestyle. Here we go, he's back and refired, and he's just going to go straight over to the BMX ramp. There's nothing to slow him down anymore, and this air that we are seeing has made that more than evident. Oh, it's time. It's time for the Morgan backflip ramp. He's not even going to try and line it up first. He's going to get it into a moonwalk. Whoa! Oh, he's gonna go over. He saves it. I don't know if that's a save. I don't even know what that was. Save, crash, highlight, best trick. I don't even know. Zach Garner in the wild side. He is done tonight. That was one of, if not the best freestyle I've ever seen in Monster Jam history. Two incredible saves, a backflip, massive air, even a little technical moves in there. What a run. Get those scores in. 1 through 10 scoring tonight. Zach Garner in the wild side. I am left speechless after that freestyle run. Get those scores locked in. Scores are locked as an 8 and a 9.4, which means that the score is an 8.7. 8.7 for Zach Garner in the wild side. That is your new leader. More than well deserved. Coming up next, though, a driver who almost did really good in best trick, or sorry, in skills, whatever you like to call it, but then lost it all from an unfortunate rollover. You know, he has a lot that he wants to make up for now that freestyle has come around, and a lot of anger from what went wrong earlier tonight. And he's going to make things happen. Oh no. There we go. Look at that air for the Megalodon. Oh, even a bit of a slap wheelie. He is doing incredibly so far in the Megalodon. He almost just got taken out by the dumpster. Fortunately, he was not, because I think that might have ended out the run if that had happened. Oh, here we go. Full send for the Megalodon. What do you call that move? What do you call that move? Corey Rummel just does one of the craziest things I've ever seen done in a Monster Jam truck. Just casually in the middle of this freestyle run. Oh! What? He went in for the save attempt. I'll tell you, he had one of the craziest runs I've ever seen. He definitely had a shot at winning freestyle here tonight, especially if he could have pulled out that save, but that truck was just flopping around like a fish out of water, which really is what that Megalodon truck is, and unfortunately, that ends the run short. You know, it was still a great run, but I don't think it's going to be enough to take the lead from a massive 8.7. The scores are locked for the Megalodon. This is a 7.45 tonight. Not enough for the lead, but you know what? Still a great run for Corey Rummel. Coming up next here in freestyle, he had an incredible save and skills. It was not reflected in his scores, which you know he has to make up for every point lost if he wants to have hopes at winning this overall series at the end of the year. This is Chris Kohler, and he is driving the Monster Mutt. Not the prettiest way to start off a freestyle run. It's a bit of a rough jump there. Man, he might not be getting the most speed leading up to each jump, but he's definitely making it from jump to jump pretty efficiently here tonight. Oh! And it's another failed save attempt. Another early-ended run just from a risky jump. Chris Kohler in the Monster Mutt, man, he was right there on that save as well. He was ready to go. He was just bouncing from side to side of that monster truck, and I thought he honestly was going to have the save. Unfortunately, that is not the case, as he ends up on the lid of Monster Mutt. Get those scores in for Chris Kohler and the Monster Mutt tonight. Scoring is now closed at a 6.150 for Chris Kohler. Coming up next, had one of the best runs in the skills challenge that we actually saw tonight in the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior. This is Bryce Kenny. Well, he's already off to a great start, and if he could put together a freestyle run that's worth watching here, maybe we could see him take over that series points lead for the night. Oh, he's definitely ready to take home the lead with a run started with that kind of air. Bryce Kenny is showing he has nothing to fear tonight. Looks like he's struggling to find the next hit, though. That got really sideways. Whoa! Oh, hold on! A wild ride for the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior. The clock is paused, but I'm pretty sure everything on that truck is still held together, and I think that means that he should be good to go for a refire here tonight. And that is absolutely correct. That truck is refired. Bryce Kenny, he's gonna go finish what he started. Man, steps out of bounds a little bit right there. He's gonna be able to hold it together, and he is cross-threading now. But I mean, with how this run started off, I mean, you can't really be afraid to do crazy moves like that, because the more craziness you can fit in with the rest of this freestyle run, the bigger those scores are going to be at the end. What do you even say to a move like that? Is that a save? What is that? I don't know what's happening anymore for the Mohawk Warrior. I mean, Zach Garner's got to be scared, but at the same time, he had an insane freestyle. I don't even know if this would be enough to take the lead. And ending up on the lid, it's definitely not going to be enough. He almost had an incredible save. Would have been one of many tonight. He's not able to pull it out, but you know what? That was still an awesome move nonetheless. He actually almost landed it perfectly. Just on a bit of a corkscrew. He could not. But he had so many awesome moves, awesome saves, awesome cross threads in that run. I'm sure the scores are going to be pretty decent. Scores for the Mohawk Warrior are locked, and it is going to be an 8.15. Not enough for the lead, but still a great score for Bryce Kenny. Monster Jam fans, before we get into this next freestyle run here tonight, we are officially receiving word from the pit crew that Bari Musauer and the Zombie is not going to be returning for Monster Jam freestyle tonight. Again, Bari Musauer and Zombie is not going to be competing in Monster Jam Freestyle. He had a crazy crash in the skills challenge that resulted in the breakage of a front tire rod, and unfortunately they shut that down, and he is not going to be able to come back again tonight as the teams were not able to get the repairs needed. It's a very tough break, and you know he is let down because this is that part of the season at the start when you need to get as many points as possible. But you know what? That's how it's going to go sometimes. And Bari Musauer and Zombie not going to be competing tonight. That being said, competing up next, it is your reigning world freestyle champion, Colt Stevens in the Thunder Roarus. Colt Stevens actually went home with a score of a 0. He got a 0 in the skills challenge earlier after a breakage on the first hit. Left the truck in bad condition, and he didn't even get a single score for that disappointing run. And because of that, he did not get a score, but you know what? That just means he's more ready to go in freestyle here tonight. He wasn't able to blow off any steam in skills, and he has even more steam now to blow off in freestyle. This massive air is what I'm talking about. This is why he is your reigning world freestyle champion. You know, he's gonna have to be careful here in freestyle because it was big air that caused him to break early in skills. He had a big sky wheelie. It broke his sway bars, both his rear sway bars actually. And it caused him to not be able to get a second hit, and it made his scores for the night plummet. But you know what? I think he's more than ready to go here in freestyle. Here's an onboard shot here for this jump for the Thunderosaurus. Getting a little bit of a driver's perspective there for Colt Stevens as he tries to throw together a winning freestyle here tonight, just like he did at the World Finals. Oh, here we go. He's lining up for the big jump. Oh, look at that. And that truck is still all together. He does not bump the container, although he did get pretty close to it. And it's time for the Morgan & Morgan backflip ramp. He nails it perfectly. Oh, here we go. Oh! Oh! He rolls it over. He almost just got an insane save. He definitely went and attempted it. He was not able to pull it off, but you know what? He did incredible. If he could have pulled off that save, I think we would have seen a new leader. Hey, maybe we will still see a new leader. You never know. It's all up to you fans in the chat here tonight to score these runs with those scores, numbers 1 through 10. Your leader is Zach Garner in the wild side with 8.7. Get those scores in for Colt Stevens, Thunderosaurus. Those scores are locked in. It is an 8.5 for Colt Stevens tonight. That's a massive score, and I believe it's enough to give him second place. It's not enough for the lead, but it's still a huge score here in freestyle. Coming up next, he's running his last ever season with Monster Jam with an incredible legacy, 14 world championships, and lots and lots and lots and lots of freestyle wins throughout his career. Ready to go, it's Tom Mentz in the Maximum Destruction. He's getting these Oakland fans up on their feet for one last time in his Monster Jam career, where he has built up such an incredible legacy. Wow. I mean, it's pretty decent air. I think he was going for a momentum moonwalk right there. He didn't pull it off, but that was still some pretty awesome air. And he's moving into this next hit. No time to waste for Maximum Destruction, and he's on the ragged edge a little bit. Tom Mentz is not playing around. I don't know if he meant to steer that way, but he's gonna make the most of it. Classic Maximum Destruction Cyclones down there on the track. Look at that. Oh, Tom Mentz is smoking now. That truck is smoking from those donuts. He's going for the far side BMX ramp now. I think he went for another momentum moonwalk. He was not able to get it though. He has just not been able to get anything going with that tonight. Oh, it's Morgan and Morgan backflip time. He nails the backflip. And here we go, full send cross thread. And Tom Mentz, the maximum destruction. He's making the most of his final season with Monster Jam. Oh no. Oh no. Full sends it. Tom Mentz living it up here with the maximum destruction name tonight. Oh! He goes over, tries to get a save, and unfortunately that just ends up slamming the truck into the barrier. He wasn't able to pull off an incredible save tonight like he tried to, but you know what? That was still an awesome freestyle run. Was it enough to take the lead though? I'm not too sure. Zach Garner had an incredible run with a score of an 8.7. Whether or not Tom Mentz can take the lead away from that, it's up to you fans. Scores are in, and it's only an 8.1 for Tom Mentz and maximum destruction. I mean, I say only, that is an incredibly good score. It's a great score. It's going to get him some good standings here, but I'm not too sure it's enough for what he was looking for with him not being able to take the lead. That being said, there are only 3 drivers left to go in Monster Jam Freestyle, and one of those drivers, one of the best in the business, it's Camden Murphy, Bakugan Dragonoid. Oh yeah, look at that. Big error to get things kicked off here tonight. Oh man, he almost just got ended early, but he got back in it. Camden Murphy did not get the skills run he was looking for tonight. He went over early on an unfortunate save attempt fail. What you know is it's given him a burning vengeance here in freestyle to make something happen and get him the points he needs. Oh! Oh! Oh man! Whoa! Camden Murphy nails the Morgan and Morgan backflip ramp. Now he just has to make something happen here at the end of the run. Well, he made something happen. I don't know if it's what he wanted. He cartwheel barrel roll crashes out of bounds almost into the stands. Fortunately, there is a barrier there to block him. You see those fans in the seats. There's a blocked off section purposely for if something like that happens. Camden Murphy is over. Fortunately, all the fans are safe with the safety features in mind. Get those scores locked in for the Camden Murphy, yes. Get those scores locked in for the Camden Murphy and the Bakugan Dragonoid. Scores are locked. It is a 7.9 for the Bakugan Dragonoid tonight. Not enough for a lead. Not even enough for an 8. But you know what? That's how it goes sometimes. And you know what? We're nearing the end of Monster Jam Freestyle. There are only 2 competitors left to go, and this is the second to last of them. But he knows how to make things happen. He knows how to get huge air. He has 2 world championships because of it. He has a world championship in this competition as well. Because why not? It's Ryan Anderson in the Son of a Digger. Great air to kick off the run. He takes it clean over the BMX ramp. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't even know what's happening for Ryan Anderson right now. And that's just making it even more chaotic right there. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. Man. Ryan Anderson got a little ahead of himself tonight. You know, he was just getting started. He was just getting ready to make something happen tonight. But you know what? A crash like that, you're not coming back. You are shut off and you are done. Ryan Anderson not quite getting what he wanted. I don't even think he's going to be driving away from that. That is just done for. Son of a Digger is over for the night. Get those scores locked in. You know that's a bummer. Being one of the biggest names in the sport and going over so soon. It's got to be a letdown for Ryan, but you know what? Sometimes that's just the way it goes in Monster Jam. And the scores are locked in. It is only a 6.5. On that note, Monster Jam fans, there's only one driver left to go in freestyle. He is driving the most iconic name in monster truck history, and he is going to drive it that way. I will tell you guys that for sure. In the Gravedigger, it's Adam Anderson. He has so many world championships to his name, I've lost count of them. You know he's ready to go in freestyle. Oh no! Oh no! Oh! Ho, ho, ho. The disappointment. Adam Anderson had the lead, the series lead. He had the most points that could have been had. But he goes over first hit in his freestyle run. And that means he's going home with a 0. He is not getting a score tonight. He goes over early and he is done. There's no coming back. It's a shame, but that's the way it goes in Monster Jam. You play it risky. Sometimes you have to pay the prices. Adam Anderson in the Gravedigger is going home with no score. It's a shame. Yeah, both Andersons did let down tonight. It's unfortunate. You know what, though? When you're playing such high stakes, sometimes that's just the way it's going to happen. But you know what that means? That means your freestyle winner of the night is Zach Garner in the Wild Side. With that, The first event of the series is in the books, and I am not disappointed by what this tour has been able to deliver. Non-stop action, moment after moment, just absolutely incredible work. You can take a look around this track, see body panels shredded off Gravedigger, cars crushed in, all those ramps still together. What a show. I'm speechless. The amount of saves, crashes, and incredible moments that happen. Fortunately, neither of the Andersons are going to be where they want to be in the standings with how rough the night has been. But you know what? It's action-packed for a reason here at Monster Jam, because they will be back again. They will be back at the next stop of the tour to make things happen. Thank you, fans, for coming out to tonight's show. It was awesome. Almost 2 full hours straight of Monster Jam action. If that isn't incredible, I don't know what is. No one disappointed, and it was absolutely incredible. Thank you, fans, for attending this event, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next show.